Achilles was mentioning that, and it's a big talking point because it was a slaughter. And I think that actually kind of spoke a little bit to how FPX more understands the comp that XSET runs on this map, whereas Fnatic, I mean, they've played FPX so many times. This is a similar one. It's not necessarily fully committing to that, it's just the Omen. And the Neon right now for Zekken hasn't hit as hard as it has in the earlier group stage, at least on Pearl. Both of those Neons, both of the 17-year-olds on the server right now, did struggle a little bit. And they're so important on this map. How often you see these guys lead the pace. Let's get this pistol round underway right now. Fnatic trying to strike back in map number 2, tried to bring this to a map number 3 and avoid what would be 3 of the MEA teams who have made it here to playoffs going down to the lower bracket. It seems devastating.
Oh my goodness, entirely unexpected. And it seems like they're going to try to do that over towards A. And they're going to walk right into Cryo if he chooses to hold the angle, but the spike rotating back, maybe having second thoughts.
Cryo's TP is really precarious here, right? He's looking over towards Dish, but it's TP'd back into Halls.
They have no cover there either.
I mean, you saw a little bit of on Pearl how crazy that was that they were committing so many players alone. And it's again, just dry trusting that Fnatic is not going to be clearing the space that you're not watching.
He does ultimately now take the rendezvous and retreat back towards mid. Meanwhile, Dirk is on a solo expedition towards B. Maybe
just sitting under past the flank later in the round. And it's a free site for Fnatic. A lot of utility spent. And they will clear all the way back. Dirk is listening to all of the rotations happening right now.
There's the flank that you just mentioned. Yeah, the spike's going to go down, but do you realize that Dirk is hot on your tail? I don't know that they do. He has no armor, but he's got a ghost, and he's got a kill on to death. Making sure that no one else is lingering back. And no, it's not the case. XSET have fully gotten onto the site. You see the first one.
The wall's out, though.
To deny the plant. You're right, there's that wall. They're going to have to span through as Dirk finds another across mid. Boaster paranoid, and Zekken slow swings out and gets a kill anyway.
Here's the aftershock. Aaron has to get off. He's not going to commit to half.
3v3 here for the site. How much more utility do they have? How much more post-plant denial is there? Zekken was supposed to hold the angle, and Mystic swings out. The frenzy too strong. Fnatic too strong.
And they rip him apart. Extremity by extremity here on this map. Limb by limb. Durka with the flank was so well prepared. You also mentioned the ghost investment. That's not typical for a chamber player, but he knew the second that round started, he needs to have all the time in the world.
Talk about playing into your advantages. That's wild.
That is crazy. I mean, you could see that on Pearl, actually, how it was panning out.
When they're ahead, they're good.
And obviously the 2v4 by Aaron and Cryo as well. Able to push them over the edge.
This time an early challenge towards Dish from XSET, and they continue to push their way forward. This time you see Cryo's playing back towards B. Make sure there's no light flank.
Right there.
No information gathered from either side except for XSET at Dish. Knowing there's nobody here in Fnatic, the same thing in Halls. But the rest of the map, which they've just actually smoked off the strip, this is not going to gain them that much in the current situation, but obviously they could be flanking multiple people here in Arcade. And that's what they're hoping for, but it's just not the case.
Really just confirming the suspicions that they had previously. Zekken is here, Death is close by, and the Vandal's just way too good in that instance. Mystic getting a spike down, it's planted for long too. They should be able to control that area of the map as you see a rotation coming in through Crashies, and Aaron wins it out with a classic. Forget what I said about the Vandal earlier. Now Enzo with the frenzy. Cleaning that up. But you really feel the gun difference.
One enemy remaining.
There was one kill and it was a fun one to watch, but that's all it was. Fnatic get 2.
And it's clean. And we didn't really touch on this too much so far, but the end of Pearl, obviously they brought it back from 9-3. The momentum was on their side. Yes, we were criticizing a lot of what XSET was doing in terms of buying a lot of those stingers, forcing into those rounds, giving Fnatic the time to get back into that game. But still, you could see the players are definitely revitalized towards the end of that game. So in terms of a GG go next, they did enough for them to be able to confidently go next here. And they look good so far in these first 2 rounds, very clean.
Aggressive look from both Neons, as it seems like Fnatic is going down into underpass. See the wall up from Aaron, he was considering dropping it, choosing not to for now. And this time it's Mystic who's actually on a solo mission towards Dish. Everyone else at B. Cryo in this tight angle. Sitting on the rendezvous, the spam. Oh, and Cryo still gets alpha and then gets away.
How does he do that? They literally set up a timed spam to clear him out.
From both sides.
And XSET are ripping them apart right now. From this arcade position, that setup beautiful. Cryo with the first contact, Aaron with the swing following up.
Caution here.
And it's the 2 star players of Fnatic who fall. And remember that stat from moments ago. 10 for 10 on rounds where XSET get the first kill in this series so far. And it's gonna make it 11.
Again, looking to play into their advantages. Mystic has gotten into A, and he has fully cleared it out, made sure there's no one around. So you see Enzo rotating over with the spike. He's also going to farm that orb, get the spike down. Get a little bit closer to having that Rolling Thunder online, as Mystic tries to hold the line across mid. BCJ playing in halls, creeping his way forward. 13 seconds left. You see the utility through the paranoia, and Enzo almost walks into it. And they just overwhelm him. It's entirely too much.
That's a really solid anti-bonus. In fact, it's a Prime Gaming flawless as well. Just that initial setup taking down both star players from Fnatic. And that has to hurt. Fnatic's still going to be able to invest a lot into this round, obviously, and they are committing fully to the half armor strat.
Cryo's a monster, bro.
I mean, that was insane from him, but also just crazy that Fnatic is not able to get that kill with the 3 players time spamming him.
Yeah. They really left him no options, or it seemed like no options anyway. Heavy presence towards B from Fnatic this time around. BCJ manages to get away without really even a scratch.
And Boaster calls the exact same default that they played in the last round. Send Alpha to get a little control over upstairs, make sure nobody's pushing, and then go underpass to clear arcade with the trio of Mystic, Durka, and himself.
I'm out of here.
That Sage wall is, for all intents and purposes, gone. And Fnatic are glad to fill the space that was once occupied. And you see the utility dumped again, the slows, the relay bolts, the aftershocks, the counter paranoia from BCJ, and it's actually Durka who gets the first. Slowed, and you see the dash across from Alpha. Durka farms another. Numbers heavily in favor of Fnatic here, a 4v3. It's Alpha with light armor, holding the space. Durka creeping around, prowling through, and it's actually Cryo who flanks him out.
Reach ult.
And he's
All 3. Cryo's not hit though, but he gets immediately swatted down.
and that was the only one, as you mentioned, who had been able to sidestep the ultimate. Def with no utility to respond.
There's the Molly 2, cuts them off from entering the site.
I mean, this setup is gorgeous out from Fnatic, man.
Second with this push on the tower, might be able to make something happen.
There's just no time.
At least maybe a collapse on Enzo so he doesn't save his weapon. Other 2 Fnatic players have made it out safely.
Go away.
Yeah, well done from Zekin to clean up Enzo, but you could tell the protocols for Fnatic were there, right?
Oh, yeah.
You got the spike down, and then all of the way they change their utility, to deny any sort of entry or even an attempt at getting the spike defused was gorgeous.
Well, I would say even before that too,
Yeah.
right? This execute onto tower, the way that they approached it. BCJ and Aaron try to walk through the slow after the stuns. To catch him off guard, you expect him obviously to fall out of tower there. But Durka and Alfir just punish them. Then also credit to Enzo. As he flashes them out of tower, that's how ultimately they get the spike down and are able to get in that post plant.
You want to play? Let's play.
Alfir looking to take aggressive space as BCJ flashed up again, backs up.
I really do like how BCJ and Aaron are using both of their control utility at the beginning of the round to try to completely control B side. That smoke to not let off of your cross. And then potentially also the wall being put down by Aaron, either in tower or just blocking Arcade off entirely. That's a leg shot. He's got the heal though.
They've rotated back and they have full dish control, and you see once again XSET rotating through, rotating into spawn.
Look at the timing here. Both trips going to potentially be broken at the same time.
Dirk is going into their flank. Oh, now he knows that they're there. The flash, the trademark, he realizes he's made a mistake. Get out as soon as you possibly can. Oh, they drop him. Oh, looking for any semblance of safety, and he finds none of it. Def with the spam through the smoke, and it's actually the Boaster who answers with the swing out. Mystic getting the spike down, succeeds. A 4v4 here. And now time is a factor. Now the spike is in play. Massive kill out from Enzo. Aaron responds. Aaron trades it back. Now Cryo creeping forward. Aaron still close by. They have numbers. They do have presence here in the relay bolts. Maybe way too much, but Enzo with another. Enzo has awoken. 3 on the round for him, and Aaron has no magic this time.
Enzo slices through the spine of that fast lane. Just ridiculously. He's up on dish, on top of drop. And sure, Durka obviously got stuck here. But it doesn't even matter in this case because they committed way too far out of halls. Here's the shots, he can't even see. Oh my goodness.
A 3-round lead here for Fnatic. They have 2 ultimates to work with, and boy, are their key ones.
4 players here out from XSET on top of the wall. But the commit is going to the other side again.
Very cool setup, and understanding that they're going to heavily invest in aggression towards B. They have Cryo play up towards Dish and leave A alone.
And didn't actually really get too much information about what XSET was doing on the other side of the map, but they don't commit any of their ults here. So they still all have them. Fnatic does. So no commit and Boaster's ults. Fight going on in sand at the same time. They're getting pinched by a lot of sides.
And off of that, Dirk dying means they can fully send. They don't have to worry about their trademark anymore. The spams onto Mystic as they try to keep him back. And try to find some space of their own. Another kill going in favor of XSET. Orbital Strike, they're gonna have to dance around. A high-low is waiting for him on the other side. This Cryo switching over to the Headhunter, not finding anything. As Fnatic yet again look to dismantle XSET. And there's just not enough time for Zekin to find anything. He's got to tuck tail, he's got to get back.
Barely escapes. But just like we started on Pearl, XSET was fully in control on that map. Fnatic right back into this series on their map choice here.
Now it's XSET calling an early timeout. Boaster just went off in this round, man.
He did a great job too. They delayed any sort of attempt at get. Oh no. He played great in that round, but unfortunate, buddy.
Again, a timeout for XSET. Find themselves down a couple of rounds early on Fnatic, on Fnatic's map pick, Fracture. And again, the crowd really has come to life. Yep. They are fully awoken. They've forgotten about Pearl.
And XSET's got to now deal with that same sort of thing, right? It's the opposite effect on them. The negative effect of the crowd only cheering for the other side. In the first map, they might have been able to brush it off easily, like, okay, yeah, it's the Turkish crowd, of course, like, let's go out and stomp them. But they certainly don't have any sort of home field advantage. But they're not the enemies either. That's the important part.
Is that a Tactibear holding a balloon of a Tactibear? Is that what that was?
I didn't see it yet.
I think it was.
Is he celebrating his own birthday?
You have a balloon of yourself?
Sometimes.
Early aggression from Fnatic towards B. Look at that wall go up. Alfier trying to find space, and he does, and he's rewarded with a kill. Dumping utility all over space where XSET previously were. Gets in, he gets out. It's masterful. Remember, it was Alfier who had a slow map on Pearl. Seems to have forgotten about it just as much as the crowd has. Cryo not landing that shot. I mean, the juxtaposition between two players we just saw is outrageous.
There's no flank pressure here from XSET at all. No arcade, no tree push.
And if you can just work your way in through the belly of the beast, forget the flank. Dirk and Enzo, you mentioned the extremities that they had, but is it going to be enough? BCJ gets it to half, gets it all the way with members alive.
I mean, that just completely backfired. The entire control they had of arcade, I mean, overextending to hold it maybe. And just not being able to get that spam down. I wonder if the spike was slightly mispositioned for Durka there. Or if he was able to tuck behind a little bit part of that metal box. I don't think so.
And I wonder what utility Enzo had as he was playing on the northern side. Yeah, it's tough to say. But you're right, it just really feels like it backfired.
Back towards the same default control.
And Alpha has ult. Can't imagine him using it here though.
Obviously can pivot to a super fast hit from that, the classic from this comp.
Oh, we've seen this look so many times. The dump of utility and then he goes into underpass to join up with Durka.
One of the different changes here though is Mystic. He's already controlled this entirely. And XSET is known to late push. Most of the time it's been towards halls, and it looked like they might want to go for that same sort of late push again.
Enzo farming the orb, Rolling Thunder online. And it seems like they want to go back towards A. The thing is, I mean, there's some halls presence out from XSET, so we'll see how they handle that.
Informational ort here from BCJ does spot the players at Dish. Spotted both Alfier and Mystic. Durka with the late rotate on the zip line in mid right now, trying to group up before they take halls. This halls take depends where they use this. Rolling Thunder.
Can't use it.
They haven't committed to it yet, and
Could easily get pinched here.
Def on site. BCJ has arrived. Def's able to take care of Alpha. Def finds another.
Spike down.
3v2 here as Durka and Boaster are the only two alive. They're going to get into A.
Oh, what?
Durka with 3.
Have to cover the res now.
Yeah, and I don't know that Aaron's in a spot where he can really get out and get to it, but he's going to try. My goodness, he's going to try.
Smoke.
Maybe it's bait off the swing. Durka with 4.
On for the 6K.
Cryo. That's one. It's all onto Durka. He has to rendezvous away, but he repositions. He's still healthy. He's got 1. It is going to be the 6K, but Cryo stops it. Oh, this building would have burned down.
It might still if Cryo continues to do what he's doing. Just canceling the legendary round possible from Durka right there. Oh my goodness. Look at these from his perspective too. Saw the first 2, but the follow-up right here. Through the smoke just before it lands. Would have been unbelievable. The crowd wanted it so bad.
So close. 1 kill away. 4 ultimates on the side of Fnatic.
You want to play? Let's
How do they
play.
approach this? Remember, that threat, you mentioned this, default always suggests a threat that he could go in towards B. But this time, choosing not to.
The big difference is consistently Mystic and his position. He's rotated all the way back down towards the south side, so looks like they will eventually want to go for this classic. And Alfier's coming back to put down the wall. Aaron's already used 1 slow. He's set up over towards the back of Gen. They've got so many ult combinations here too.
What do you have to clear out Cryo? Is it the Rolling Thunder? Is that enough to push him back? His rendezvous is set up to get back into spawn. Back to where the rest of his team is. That's not gonna hit him. There you go. All of the ultimates that you mentioned. You see them cross right across each other. The orbital strike there too as it splits up the defenses of Fnatic. BCJ playing in the smoke close by. The swing is there and he gets 2! Mystic on the trade. It's a 3v3 here. The spike's still not down as Mystic goes hunting. Finds 1.
Durka's still alive.
He's the one with the spike. Aaron not able to land the shots. Fnatic snatched the round away.
And for a moment when the round freeze there, I thought for sure XSET was going to be able to maneuver their way back into that. but it's Mystic, who is again having himself a decent game here, 7-5. That push into Canteen deep. Look at this.
One enemy remaining.
3K for Mystic. It's such a good round. The conversation I was thinking before we're heading into Fracture was, oh, if he plays Breach again, which was a standard role on this map up till now, was he's going to potentially have that same type of drop-off that we saw in the series against 100 Thieves when they opened. In those first 2 maps on KO and Sky, he went 40 kills total. And then he played to Breach and he only went 6. This time they stick him on KO and it's all the same. Super comfortable.
Definitely seems to be working, and you see the confidence. They pushed through the one-way that was set by BCJ. Not a great buyout for XSET, and well, never mind, forget it. The Shorty and the Stinger find what they need. But Alfier has gotten behind enemy lines, he slipped the net, and he's healthy.
Here.
He's so healthy.
Second? What happened? He had all the opportunity in the world to get 2 there.
Fnatic have gotten to 7, and XSET made a run at that last round, but that man right there is Alfier who took over.
He's starting to really feel comfortable now on this Neon in ways that he just wasn't on Pearl. And even while Second wasn't having a good game overall on Pearl, he was still he was still plus 3 kills against Alfier. This time, I'm sure it's flipped.
Aggressive peek out from Cryo, and Durka's just on the other side of the box. They're paranoid, they're gonna swing, they're gonna challenge him. Durka gets away.
I mean, how many times has Durka taken the zip this map? Ridiculous. Is there a gap in that wall? Oh my goodness. Avon has missed the wall here. Or it could just be a bait setup. Funnel you into peeking that angle and you're holding a ridiculous angle. Look at Zekin's position. He's underpass right now. He's gonna get all the information about this rotate from Fnatic, but he cannot die.
And he doesn't, he gets away. See some members rotating back, BCJ dropping a smoke, and Fnatic have fully dumped once again everything into this B site. And Zekin's taking an aggressive spot. He's gonna challenge Alpha, and he wins that out! Now the relay boat as Cryo shows up just in the nick of time to find one with the op, but the spike still planted.
Also going aggressive in Canteen now. Could easily catch rotations here, but has he focused too much on BCJ? No.
Now we're cooking.
Aaron's gone.
It's the second time Fnatic caused problems from that very spot.
And what is Def doing? He's taking so long to make this rotation, expecting the flank still from Mystic.
They've just been conditioned, never having a safe moment, and Cryo with the op gets the 3rd.
I mean, it's just crazy that Zekin was still in tower this entire time.
Remember, he was the one who spotted the rotations, he took damage, and then he full-on challenged.
It will end up for a 4K with Cryo. And that does speak a lot
Last
to
round in the half.
the call from Def there. We were looking at him stuck on that A side, and I was wondering, like, okay, what are you doing? He just knows, okay, we still have Zekin in tower, we still have arcade control. We have many ways to get back into this round. The only way we can lose it
Remaining.
is these types of flanks that Closer did get value out of.
Yep. And to think timing goes a little bit differently, maybe he finds more.
And look at this. Fnatic is grouped up outside of A. We haven't really seen a fast Halls push, but with Mystic's ult, we definitely could expect it. He just popped it right now.
Gonna use the ult too, the spam's up. The knife there, and Aaron's the only one here! But BCJ has shown up too. The challenge up from mid, Enzo can't see a dang thing! And BCJ's Classic wins it out. 3v3 here as Zekin continues to cause problems on the site. Mystic and Durka left standing. The spike planted, as you see it on the minimap, they're starting to get surrounded. Can they hold the line? Can they keep XSET back?
Oh, that's a double aftershock.
Through the barrage of utility, Durka dancing around, finds 1 second ult, trades it out. Can Mystic do it again for Fnatic? No.
What a round again for Zekin. Just as Alfier started to come online, Zekin returns the favor and evens out this half. It was looking really bad for XSET for the entirety, but they're still down at the end of it all.
But to win 4 of the last 6 when You kind of wondered if they'd get anything as impressive, but Fnatic hang on to the lead at halftime, 7-5 on their map. Let's throw it down to the desk.
Thanks so much, Doug and Bala. We're back here on the desk. It is halftime here in map 2, and it looks like we might be getting a map 3, right?
It's certainly possible. I mean, XSET, they did manage to make this, again, a lot closer than it was looking for a while. Fnatic had such an amount of momentum behind them, but XSET finally finding a bit of stability. They managed to make it a 5-7.5, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad in a half at all, because it was looking absolutely abysmal, I'm not going to lie, because Fnatic were getting the spike down so consistently, and there was no attempt to really stop it. These numbers are now a little bit more even. You can see that they got 11 out of the 12 rounds in the post plans, and how many they were actually winning them as well, which was, you know, pretty significant. But XSET were getting boomed when they were trying to retake early on. But they did bring it back ever so slightly, but it was a bit of a sticking point for them, and they're going to be looking at this next half as well with a disadvantage in this by 2 rounds. But the Fnatic crossfires, the way that they were just essentially getting the site for free, was really just setting the pace at the early start of the half.
Yeah, it was just really well played by Fnatic once they get the spikes down, and XSET as well. They had some misreads early on. They were trying to go for a lot of roaming plays, wrapping around towards Plat's side, and there's going on the hunt. They're wrapping around into Arcade, but they can't find anybody. They just couldn't quite get a read early where Fnatic wanted to play on the map.
Now going into the second half, do XSET stand a chance?
That's yeah, I mean, it's a pretty difficult
What are the odds we're looking at?
It's a difficult question.
It's not looking good, right?
Because, yeah, the last time we saw them play on this map, it wasn't hot, and you can see that we pulled kind of this attack win rate, which is the big number you want to look at here. The attack side on Fracture, statistically and historically over the course of this tournament, hasn't been ideal at all. And
we're getting a clap from the crowd behind
one of the big things causing it is the crowd just absolutely hates XSET. They just
they're so here for Alpha here. They are very, very excited.
This whole wave of clapping started by Bala and Doug.
It was. Yeah. Bala just leading the XSET hate chant. just unbelievable scenes.
They have their work cut out for them. XSET, if they can improve, if Second can really find his stride with this Neon and break open sights, that's going to be the win condition for them. Fnatic, though, it's in their hands. We'll see if they can get the 3.
All right, let's see if we can get that map 3. Doug and Bala, take it away. We're diving into the second half of map 2.
2 rounds separating Fnatic and XSET. Again, on map 2, Ascent possibly on the menu if we manage to get that far, but it's going to be on XSET to get us to that point if they can somehow surpass the defenses of the EMEA representatives. I'm Doug, with me is Bala on the call. The crowd has been electric. Fnatic have been electric on this map. We'll see if they can continue.
It isn't the dominant scoreline that we saw at the half on Pearl. And oh my goodness, pistol round, which means so much. The crowd knows it.
I mean, listen. Nothing. Complete silence from the players, from the crowd.
This setup for Fnatic could be devastating.
It's all contact though, and now we go. The wall up, the utility dumped. As you see, Enzo's trying to keep them back with the fault line. Cryo playing on the other side of the smoke. Is Aaron looking to get the spike down? Should.
They know.
And somehow the spike has gotten
They're
down
turning.
without a
The pinch.
single bit of
The
damage.
pinch.
And there's the pinch that you mentioned. But Mystic and Alpha here, Enzo does it too. They somehow walk away with such a heavy advantage, and Fnatic win another pistol.
So crucial for them to lock out this map right here, right now. Win the pistol, start snowballing. 3-round lead. And while that might not be the largest lead that they've had so far in this map, it certainly feels like a great step to get there.
A 62% win rate on defense. With a cushy 3-round lead too, I mean.
Yep. I mean, by that stats.
Yeah, you're sitting pretty.
Yep, absolutely. It's a different opponent here, though. It's a different comp. Who knows what this one looks like defensively. We've seen so many people run it, though. We're Fnatic.
Another buyout from XSET here. 4 Stingers and a Spectre for Cryo. He also still has 2 shots in that Headhunter. And it's another quiet approach.
All 4 players at Dish again. It's the same thing that they did against the Hall stack of Fnatic last round, and it did not work out. Eventually, they tried the pinch, and it just didn't work. This time, the pinch could come much faster. And you saw how hesitant, yep, they're going for it immediately before even planting.
They want to take the fight. The Paranoia is going to find no one.
Look at that though. Fnatic just rotated into sand, not even messing with the opportunity of a pinch.
And they've cleared out the Sage Wall. BCJ repositioning, looking to get the spike down as Alfier is going to go forward. The utility once again dumped. As Alfier takes a bit of his own Durkle with what? But Dev, second, two big ones, the Stingers, finding so much value as Alfier tried to dash in.
And what XSET tried to do on Pearl in the second half, they succeed this time. And that keeps it so close. Fnatic stumble. They gave him way too much room. That quiet that you're hearing, that slow approach to the round by both teams. Unfortunately, Fnatic crumble under it all. Even the retake, Alfier got a wall out. That was really nice for them to clear, but here comes another push. For Fnatic this time, pushing the north side.
Oh, and second, again, first. I don't think they know the Mystic's there. They haven't cleared him out. There hasn't been a challenge, but they're staring right at him. They're baiting him out. You see the flash come through. 3 members awaiting. The second flash there to find more, but the counter Paranoia out from BCJ keeps him back for now. And Def swings at just the right time.
It's clean. Second to get the first 2 kills, and then they able to deal with it all from Mystic, but he was just by himself, so. Mystic might sometimes look like a one-man army, but just with the classic, just with 2 flashes. Enzo will laugh at the situation before himself.
That's what I do every time I'm in a 1v4 with a
Dude,
frenzy.
I'm looking in the background of Enzo's camera right now. Alfier just laughing hysterically.
Enzo's joined in on the laughs. A joke was said and we've missed it.
Yeah, I feel left out. I want to laugh.
Yeah, me too. Enzo might have something to laugh at here. BC members of XSET retreat away. Maybe a parting kill.
Gets a kill, he'll have ult if he dies. Neither thing happened. Dies to the spike, doesn't get the ult point. Doesn't get the kill either.
And XSET get the round. You see the investment in the 14th round paying off in a pretty big way, and we'll see what the buy looks like for Fnatic.
Already seeing it. I mean, Zekin, dude. He was certainly not the same Zekin that we saw all tournament long on Pearl, but he put the mask on, and all of a sudden,
he's like
he's
Bane.
a superhero.
Yeah, he's like Bane.
Yeah. Super villain, I guess, in this case, in this arena. But he's turned up back to group stage form right here on this map, at least in the tail end of that first half. In the second half here, Def's gonna get his ult up.
Oh, and you have Aaron awaiting the flank. What do Fnatic expect? Do they invest flashes? They do. Alfier on the swing. Alfier finds a second. And Mystic finds one too.
Cry with the pinch though, and Mystic's stuck now. There's the fragment to push him off. Hopefully he can escape from this position. But right now, you gotta figure out what the heck else is going on the map. There's this pinch coming. Zekin's trying to escape, but Dirk is chasing him down from the backside.
That was the spike. Man, he was in so much trouble. Zekin was surrounded. Again, Fnatic hanging on to a 2-round lead.
We're getting really deep in this game. And it's staying very, very close. What?
And Alpha almost gets a third.
I mean, that is just ridiculous. The spray from that range with the Vandal. And he hits those? Let's see here. Cryo's got the op this time, Zekin's with the overdrive, and they're all grouped up towards B. They could easily hit a fast B site execute.
Yeah, Alfier has his overdrive too.
He's pushing fast in halls, actually.
Is the knife not going to spot anyone?
That pressures XSET to fully commit to this push. Good one way though.
Right into Cryo's up! Zekin trying to do a bit of the same, investing his ultimate.
That was actually Boaster's smoke, so that was a terrible smoke for Alfier to actually work with.
And you see XSET have retreated
Right
to
here.
the extremities. Second is a shorty. Cryo still with the operator, no mid presence. Gonna drop all their smokes. The Rolling Thunder's gonna be there too, and I believe that hit 3. Durka might have been the only one who avoided it, and he falls. Second going
Falling off.
aggressive.
Zekin's gonna chase, he doesn't have his ult anymore, so might as well just put this classic to work, and he almost does make it sing.
Thing is, how much more will he look for? He's hunting him down, trying to chase him, trying to get the guns out of his hands.
That Vandal might be accessible to him after the spike. Easily as Neon, he can get this.
Just don't step too close.
Yeah, got
He
it.
does.
Success.
And with that, XSET get the lead down to 1 round.
My goodness.
Cryo has the op. He's going to be 1 point away from having his ultimate online. And this, you're right, that smoke just kind of ruined Alfier.
I mean, it could be really good at people trying to hold on to people holding Hall's push, right? But in this case, trying to push even further. We've seen so many instances like that from Alfier, from Fnatic. It cannot continue to happen. The overheat, essentially.
DCJ spotted with the knife. You feel the pressure.
I think Zekin's crossed before they even recognize that he could have. There's the aftershock. Dirk has to get out, and he will.
Did have that rendezvous to get away with. And Zekin is right beneath them.
Quiet trip across the ropes. Back over towards the south side here. They still have the option to pivot. Cryo's taking a lot of space in Halls. Making sure there's not the presence of Durka. But they won't use that. Instead, they'll go back towards the classic.
Zekin still has a lot of his utility. He still has the relay bolts on his wall.
Paranoia available for BCJ2.
And they can hear the trip.
Def has one flash as well. Trip's walled off.
There's the first, and he's waiting on the other side.
He's slowed down too.
Like a bloody lunatic. And Mystic cleans him up. Durka retreating to a safe angle, not able to land the shots. XSET didn't have the first this time around, but they still find themselves in a 4v4. Enzo using the Rolling Thunder instead of drive to get the spike down, and he didn't. Cryo goes up top. Cryo finds a kill, looking for a second, double dipping his way into the round. Not able to find the third. Mystic's gonna have to do it himself, and he cannot. We're tied at 9.
XSET want to end Fracture, end the series, and move on to the upper bracket semifinal, which would be a statement for them,
I mean,
given their history.
Would it ever?
They fell so early at Copenhagen. 2 matches and they were out. One of those was against Optic, who we know they struggle against domestically. And that's the team waiting right now for them.
4 of the last 5 rounds in favor of XSET. It was a close lead at half, but a lead nonetheless, and it's been eviscerated.
And what I'm learning right now from XSET, as we continue to watch these rounds play out, is the second in Cryo we saw at Copenhagen was not even their final form. They're taking it again to one of the best EMEA teams, Fnatic.
Taking it to the hometown hero in Alfier, who's waiting on the other side. You've got Enzo with utility help. That's exactly what he does. Almost has Orbital Strike 2. The slow orb is there, but Zekin challenges. He opens the door and gets the kill. Orbital Strike gone.
And there's no tools here. On another kill, Mystic is just overextending past the smoke, past the door, trying his darndest to get this round, get this map in their control.
And Cryo's gone hunting. It was a judge in the hands of Durka, now that's gone. Enzo waiting just on the other side, and Cryo would have to swing pretty far if he wanted to challenge that.
Look at the way that he's holding the angle. He does not expect actually Enzo to be past this. Finally, the timer ticks in his head and he turns to face. But Enzo's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Between a Cryo and a Zekin. The spam through the position given away. A prime gaming flawless for XSET as they take the lead. And it's 3 for Zekin.
It's those two at the top of the leaderboard. 18-11 for Cryo. 16-10 for Zekin. And it's them who lead the charge through this round, through the all-important round where they take the lead.
Why so quiet? No, they're loud now.
They did not like that. That might be inviting.
Adding a little fuel to the fire is the coach from XSET. Don Wick over there. Looking as good as ever.
Oh, they heard that.
Yes, they did. And off of that, the timeout is called. A moment of quiet as Fnatic try to regain composure, try to regain control.
It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be the exact same sort of situation they were facing on Pearl. They're going to be down. They're going to be down in economy. And the ideas starting to run dry again. The good thing here is Fnatic does have 2 timeouts. This is the first of 2. XSET have one of their own as well. So Coach Mitty definitely can get involved. And when we're talking about the well of ideas drying up, your coach is your most valuable asset. And while, I mean, Dawn provoked the crowd moments ago, and they're still, I mean, they're still quiet here, Doug.
Fully leaning into that villain role. Well, it seems to be working for him.
Oh, here's a lineup for Mystic. They're going aggressive, a north side pinch.
And it's just 3. I don't know that they're going to be able to get out. Excuse me, it's 4.
Alpha's
Can they
coming.
hold the line? You're right. Alpha finds 1. Mystic does 2.
They're stuck here.
The fight continues. There's no way out. And the thing is, Cryo's on the other side of the map. He has to sit back and watch as his team is dismantled.
It is a perfect call from Mini. It's something that you completely don't expect. You're looking at the weapons, you're looking at the economy, Fnatic, what they can buy. Gonna use the headhunter right here, try to get a couple shots off, and
Durka cleans him up. 3rd on the round for him
Just-
as Fnatic punch back.
But back to the point about the economy, right? You could see they're not gonna invest much in that round. The best they could do is get a couple stingers, and that's what they had. So the last thing that you expect is a north side pinch with the distance as it is. That's got to be Psycho's reaction to the booing that just happened. And you can hear right now, he just came on the screen and it's boos again.
That might be the loudest the crowd has been since the walkouts. Now Fear going aggressive. He's going to be met with a wall.
It's a very strange commit of the wall. Just so scared of the pressure right there, given Fnatic just showed. Making up the pace.
And go in a quiet trip down ropes. Back towards the northern side where Cryo lays in wait.
Look at the ults from Fnatic too. They've got boasters, orbital strike.
They've had it for a couple of rounds. He just hasn't found the right moment yet.
If XSET continues to be this slow, that could be such a round ender. And they already noticed that they walled themselves off in the south side of this map. Durka's post up in halls. They know exactly that it has to be coming from this north side, and it does.
4 members here. Zekin dashes forward. Canteen not cleared, and there's overstrike that you mentioned. Zekin dancing around, gliding back with all of the elegance of a figure skater, but Boaster punches back! Enzo does 2! A 2v2 remains. The spike still in a good place. The rest comes through, and it's a bait, it's a challenge, and Durka takes it hook, line, and sinker. Enzo.
The spike down. BCJ is going to get aftershocked here. He has no chance to escape!
And he tries to stay!
Spike is down. Aaron immediately recovers it, so they will get the plant.
Numbers advantage still in favor of XSET, and that res, all the more valuable.
But how do you get through Cryo right now? Enzo. 1v2, and you have such a long sight line to get through, and there's an op hanging on it.
Aaron just has to wait. Wouldn't dare move. Enzo has to go so far to clear him out. And it's Cryo that delivers the devastating death blow. XSET take the lead back.
And that's a reset. That is a monetary reset. The ult from Boaster. He gives himself room to peek. That's how he gets 2 kills, but BCJ just destroys the players on the site who are gonna actually swing with him so they don't get super value out of it. The one XSET fan in the
I was
crowd.
about to say, there can't be many. There cannot be many.
Look at the economy right now. Thankfully, Durka does have the stimulus of the tour de force.
Oh, Mystic with a Bucky, Boaster with a Frenzy, and XSET with the lead. 3 ultimates to their name too. And they're set up so well. Cryo has an op now, and then the tour de force in case things get messy.
Slow approach. XSET completely expecting another push.
And this is how XSET started this half. Remember, it was quiet.
Yeah, but
it was contact.
It was more death ball-y than this is.
Sure.
They're trying to read out if there's going to be any push from all sides of the map. This time, they're sat down in tree. They have control of it. But Aaron watching halls.
Right there.
Here comes the hit. Def has the rolling thunder. It's not going to tag anybody.
Yeah, Boaster is still here. He drops the molly, and it's really just second that goes across, and that might be okay for XSET after all. No! It's Mystic Bucky that gets two! Oh, the buckshot's just too much! And he's still there. He's managed to upgrade a weapon 2 in the tour de force from Durka. Gives the numbers advantage further in favor of Fnatic. Durka close by, Def gone.
Down B.
And Cryo can find nothing, surely not a 1v4. Surely not with 13 seconds left and the spike out of reach.
10 seconds left.
And he has nowhere to go, nowhere to run. All you can do is count his lucky stars and hope he survives, and he does not. Fnatic tied up again.
And surviving with 3 here is huge. No matter what happens in the last round. We got 2 buy rounds here coming up from both sides. And we're going the distance here in Istanbul.
How does Mystic get away with 2 here?
I mean, just
Oh,
flashbacks to Bucky FC right now. It's elation.
Enzo set that up so well. 3 ultimates on the side of XSET, 1 for Fnatic.
You want to play? Let's play.
And you hear 1 already used.
Oh, instant rotation here from XSET. I'm wondering what's spurring that on, but either way, they're going to have more challenge to deal with. Cryo here against 3.
There's a flash waiting on the other side.
Waiting for contact.
Alfair
There's the flash.
There it is, and the turn! Cryo gets 1! BCJ shows up in time! And now the Rolling Thunder, as Zekin tries to survive, but BCJ is the hero yet again! He's gotten 3 on the round! He's a bloody wizard, he's a 5'2" powerhouse, it's BCJ! But can Durka equalize things? We just saw Cryo in this situation. Can Durka do it?
Spike planted.
Durka up top,
On the wall.
looking down upon XSET. Looking for the height advantage. He's taking care of Def, but has to drop back down.
Gonna go for it again. Double dipping.
If it ain't broke, does he commit? They have so much, I mean, they have money. They could challenge. That's exactly what he does. Durka with 3. And you feel the moment slipping away. Cryo holding the up. And Cryo lands the shot. XSET get to 12.
Cryo is the Durka shutdown button for XSET. 2 legendary opportunities there for Durka. The 1v5 just now, the 6K before. Look at this TP from BCJ. He TPs into the Rolling Thunder just in time to avoid the stun and save his teammates.
Had to die.
What a play. That puts XSET on match point. It's all on BCJ.
XSET 1 round away from once again silencing the arena. And Boaster's on a frenzy, Bala. Enzo's on a Spectre.
Durka's on the knob though.
And that's been enough many a time.
They're just completely given up on these aggressive plays. And don't forget, Fnatic did not even spend their last timeout. So they're going at it dry by themselves.
Fnatic quietly looking to take us to overtime with a less than ideal purchase.
And Boaster's nowhere near being able to combo his orbital strike with the trademark.
He's so far. The paranoia out. Zekin's going to take space, and he's going right into spawn. Enzo waiting on the other side. He's expecting the challenge. Yep. Utility use.
They walled them off in tower. They walled them off. And they could fully commit to this tree post plant. XSET with a great idea here. Fnatic.
I will say, though, they don't have utility. They
Look
don't.
at the flank, Def. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no.
Def has gotten 1. Now Durka in a brutal spot. There's orbital strike as Zekin gets on Alfier.
He gets away.
Durka, Boaster, and Enzo to try to take this to overtime, and Boaster falls. A 5v2. XSET looking to make a statement. Numbers going back their way. Durka on the tap, holding the line. He gets onto Zekin. Can they bring this back? Durka not able to get anything. Def on the swing. Haters hushed. Doubters damned. XSET advance.